brought back the one, the only, the Paps, Convos with Paps. So come back to Convos with Paps. This is the BakDrop by Jojo. How are you doing?
Sober. I've been enjoying myself. It's a good season, sunshine, rain, and gardens.
Good.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out where we left off. It's been a minute. But like people were so like people like were hitting me in the inbox. I believe people also contacted you about the previous episodes we have. One of the things I first want to clarify, I am not looking for money, people. I got phone calls from brothers and sisters saying, Joe, you want money from people and that's all you want from me? No, I don't. I just wanted but it was clarified. I hope it was clarified what my point was, but one of the biggest things that stood out for me was that there is an idea that most of us as singles have of marriage, that we don't actually understand the true thing of marriage. And as you can tell, like in those episodes, I was still struggling with the realities, the simple things that he's like, this is how it is, but like we've been conditioned to think different. What was the thing that stood out for you the most?
Actually, I think the reality that young people are struggling with understanding, with understanding what they are looking for, or what really is what they're looking for.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the gap, and we don't seem to realize there is a generational gap, but not just generational gap, it's a whole world new way of looking at things.
Yeah.
And we don't seem to see how it is affecting us. Yeah. And I was very blessed to have some people, at least one who came and says, I want you to talk to me and my husband to be because of what I heard you talk about. I said, wow, I didn't know these people. So they came and literally, like they said, we want you to help us, ABCD. What is important? What's the importance of vision? What is the importance of purpose in marriage and stuff? I said, okay.
That's interesting.
It was beautiful. So, and I didn't know. They said what you were talking about with your daughter and your discussion. I said, where? I had forgotten.
Yeah.
So now
you are on the internet, Paps.
Yeah. So somebody is coming and saying, hey, please, you were talking with your daughter in this way.
Yeah. So one of the things that we talked about afterwards was that you made a statement. I think you were talking about the toys that come up that these men are trying to get before they get into marriage, that they are very obsessed with toys, and of like, but society and maybe women, society that is us, the human beings, us the women, even the men, in like, what do you have, what do I have, like in comparing themselves, but also women, we usually want someone who has already established themselves, because that's what we think. First of all, I want you to tell me what your experience was in going into marriage. You already told us, and I was like, my mom is a saint, but like the theme I seem to hear in those marriages then was people were open to work together into what they had. They didn't start with a lot, they didn't start with that much, even if like some women came from bed, like Shwenkuru. I hear there is this story he keeps on telling of his wife came from a better family, and he kept on telling her, but I don't have anything, and she said, if you had things, then those would be your things, not our things. Now we will make our things. So what was your experience, and what do you think is the problem with our situation now? What is the point there?
I have said, and I emphasize, the most important aspect of marriage is really where you are going. Okay? We've used the acronym PPF, the past, present, and future, as important basis of agreement. Past P, the first P is past, present, and future. Which of those three is most important is where you are going. Actually, it's not, it's all these are important and they must be agreed to. But most important is where you are going, and you need to agree. If you don't agree about the vision and purpose for marriage, it doesn't matter who has what, you are headed for trouble. Period. So for me, I just had a clear vision. I believed God has called me. I believe I didn't have a bank account. I didn't have any savings, nothing, no saving. My saving was in my hands. I believed in working. I believed in a future of purpose. I believed in responsibility. To me, when I started looking for a wife, I was thinking about this enormous responsibility. So I wanted to take that very, very seriously. So to me,
Yeah.
that drove everything.
I still have a problem with that. Like, I know it probably should be that way, but I still have a problem with that, of a man just having a vision or direction and they have nothing. And that was, I think, we need to find a new way, a hybrid way. Because years ago you would find either women were not empowered or educated, or so all they knew was they would stay home, the husband has to figure it out, so they don't have anything, they're not far along in that journey economically or whatever. And today you find more women are empowered, and we cannot copy and paste that and bring it to today. I feel like it's becoming more and more difficult to just get that. And what's the hybrid way of joining? And I feel that's where the answer is, because we cannot just swing to the like I told you recently, like I feel like our society overcorrects. You come from a super conservative, oppressive to women kind of situation, and then the women now swing to the other end where it's super feminist, we hate men. There is no in between, and I feel like that's where the solution may be. So today, if you tell a woman that I have a vision, but I have nothing, no saving, no nothing. Personally, I feel like if you want to get married, you should have enough saved for at least like the rest of the humans should contribute. That may have worked then, but today you should.
Maybe let me exactly tell you what you are struggling with. It's the word definition. You are struggling with the definition of what it means to be successful. And unfortunately, that's what is driving the world. People don't realize they have been boxed. And the word definition is really to be put in a frame, in a mold. To be defined means to be molded. And unfortunately, most of the people those I'm saying that the young men who are busy looking for toys in order to qualify, is because they have been molded into this thing. You are not a man until you have these toys. And ladies are also saying, yeah, if a man doesn't have these toys and the bank account checkbook, he can't be really qualified. But actually, all those are perverted vision.
Yeah.
It's perversion, they're boxed, and those boxes don't make life. You are bound to see people struggle, those who are defined by possession, position, or influence in society. Those cannot define. You cannot be defined by what you possess, or the degrees you possess, or the position. What if that position is taken away? You are finished. That's why we have a lot of depression, mental illnesses. That's why a lot of suicidal tendencies and hopelessness is the word printed. Because there is no single definition that is being imposed on you, which you're trying to fit in, that will be satisfactory for everyone. Because when you go this way, they have a different definition. When you come this way, it's a different definition. So which one will you take is proper? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and unfortunately, many people don't realize on a personal level, on family level, on church level, on community level, on national level, we are all working under definitions. You meet somebody, he's all of a sudden he puts you into a box, or he's trying to force you into a box of definition. You cannot be this until you have this. You see, you cannot. So you hear people in towns, young men are not real until they drive the latest number plate. Haven't you heard of that? The latest number
It
plate.
would be nice.
But you see that one, soon there is been another number plate out. And so what is happening? Those young people, I talk to them. They're these corporate workers, real fighting to have higher Bambi, they're miserable. There is going to be a new number plate and Ugandans are good at that. We're turning vehicles every now and again. Those definitions will not bring real fullness in life. They keep changing, believe me. They change like nobody's business until you are left with, so what am I without this thing or this position? And believe me, there are people in my age who are hopeless right now because they were retired. I have a man I know who was retired at 60 and he got depression. He said, I was retired too early. And so when he got home in Mbarara, he would wake up at 6 and at 7 he's seated on his table for breakfast and complaining to his wife, why is breakfast late? I need to go. And so the wife would say, where? You are retired, sir. His brains were in disorder because he was defined by an office 8 to 5. And he had never really seen himself as a man outside of his office. So that's the problem we have. That's what even is happening in the world. America is trying to define Africa, Russia is trying to define Africa, China is trying to define Africa, and so the Africans are trying to fit into this mold, confusion. The LGBTs are trying to define, so there is no proper. I love to be defined by my creator. That's why I approached your mother and said, I am the man. Believe me, I presented and
the thing is, not everyone believes in God, so what would you give that kind of, what kind of advice would you give? Hello there. So I wanted to hook you up like I did in the last video about Maziwa Dawa Kifa. This drink is a probiotic drink made from milk that is so amazing, has tremendous benefits, like multi benefits, and we've had a lot from different people about its benefits who have said they've taken it for one and they benefit in another way. So it does so many things, from soothing your digestive system and any issues you might have, bloating, intolerances with different foods, any digestive issues that you have. It lowers the risks of type 2 diabetes. It lowers your blood sugar, high blood pressure. It lowers the risk of cells that might become cancerous, them disappearing completely. It also treats ulcers, prevents diarrhea, and also treats it itself. It also improves mental health. Hello. Works on allergies and asthma. It builds your immune system, and also it's a detoxifier or a body cleanser. Menstrual cramps, 0. Ask me. So anyways, if you want to know more, or if you know anybody that needs this, please follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and there will be our contacts. Look at this the screen below and you'll get everything that you need there. Back to the show. The thing is, not everyone believes in God, so what would you give that kind of, what kind of advice would you give?
I would still offer them God. It's you like it or not. There is a definer. You are being defined. And believe me, people understand when you interpret it this way. When you tell them that actually you are struggling because you are trying to fit into the other mold. There are people who are today earning a lot of money, but they are not satisfied. And somebody is earning small money, but is making great strides in life. He has a small plot, he is building a small house. The other guy who's big money has nothing to show because he's wanting to beat his neighbor every time he's struggling to get higher than the neighbor. And so they're never satisfied. So whether he believes in God or not, the truth is this. You are being defined falsely. Or the truth is, your creator creates your own vision based on your relationship with your creator. Once you have a good relationship with your creator, and you will have then the right relationship with yourself. Without a proper relationship with your creator, your relationship with yourself is wrong. You will want to relate with creation, the material, down, up, down. You want to relate so much with the created, and you see you're confused. Because every day there are new creation coming. Even the laptops and phones, they are changing every day. So which one is going to define you?
The latest. Anyways, still in that line, I wanted to ask, because biblically, a man is supposed to be the head of the home. One of the major roles they talk about is provision, protection, and priest, king, and those the ones. Now, if you find, going back to that point that I raised of money, like we're not talking about who's more successful or whatever, but if the woman becomes the primary and like the primary breadwinner of the home, I feel like that is against the original design. And much as even if you find the most God-honoring, God-fearing couple, they will struggle with it because that's not the original design.
I hear you. The fact that you have more at first doesn't mean you're going to continue to have more. But even if you had more initially in your names, the right order would be whatever belongs to him is to you, to her.
Nothing, which is nothing.
Fine. And whatever belongs
all
to her.
All your nothing belongs to me.
And whatever, let me tell you, he's giving you a big name. He's giving you a big name. But besides that, you see, it comes back to definition. Thank you. Come back to the definition.
Yeah.
In my home, I don't say that I own anything which my wife doesn't own. Nothing. You will not find anything in my house that I will say, this is mine.
I agree, but also you are the primary breadwinner.
Oh my, if we went
it would be very difficult. Because, and this is not because, it might not be because she's just trying, it's because that's not the original design. I've seen women try to do this and get frustrated down the road.
If the husband is wasting the money.
Even if the husband is not, they just get frustrated that like, I'm just frustrated, I'm the one who's doing it, because that's not what you were born, created to be, the one who is served in the home, or the one who multiplies what they bring, not the one who brings it in. That's I think for me that's where I come from. I feel like yes, there is room for what you're saying, for the everything belongs to you, both of you together, but I feel like biblically the original design was for the man to be the provider, the primary provider. The woman helps.
Yeah.
Ezra supports you in that.
Yeah, but I think you are saying that
so
based
much
on,
as it can be done, it's going to be hard. That's what I'm saying.
From the basis of limited information, you can say that. I know couples who have sat down and said, you know what, in the situation we are in, you are going to be a better person to play this role because of where we're at. Okay? Because she doesn't own her time and therefore her money. Her time is their time. He doesn't own his time, it is their time. So when they talk about earning, it's them as a family. They agree that I think from where we are, it's important, and I know certain families that have discussed that. They were in a situation where they had a lot of financial need, but based on where they were, the wife was the best person to earn. So they said, go under the money. And so they would earn the money, and they planned it together, they spent it together. It was not my money, no, it was not my money. In marriage, when you think as a single, and you take that singleness in marriage, it kills you. You need to be thinking, the two are no longer two, but they have become one. They sat down and discussed, okay, from where we are, you would be a better earner. The husband was saying to the wife, you would be a better earner, easier to get a job, and I can take care of home affairs. And so they went ahead and she got the job. She earned for the family. This is not a single mind, it is as a family, because they are earning as a family. Then as the situation changed, they went into a situation, there was a baby, there was some other situations, and so it came that now they said, I think you stay at home, the husband had to go to work. And again, it was earning for the family. It was not earning for my money as a man, as a woman. That's the unique part of marriage. It's no longer me, my money, and your money. No, this is who we are. It's our money, and therefore we want to find the best way. So the husband would be taking care of the children at home, while the wife was earning, because it was necessary that they strategize how to meet their family needs for the hour. And there was no strife, you can be sure. And that's not the only couple I know. There are several other couples who have worked that way.
I agree in that. I agree in seasons. I understand the season thing. But I understand like this is a possible situation. I'm just saying anything good can be corrupted.
That's
and
true.
Since marriage is like such a thing that the devil fights a lot, it would be easier if you went the easier route. You know?
Which is the easier route? The husband must be the earner.
It's already doomed as is. Like you find problems. Why make it worse? So I believe in the seasons thing, and I know I've seen people like that. I've seen where you've spoken about like women setting up their husbands. They're the ones who come with the capital. They set up their husbands eventually. I believe I'm so for that. However, I think it is much harder to go that way. And since it's like we've admitted anything good can be corrupted, there will still be holes, and it's easy for the woman, especially being, as the Bible calls them, the weaker vessel, to get frustrated on that road. Whereas the man would look at it like, this is what I have to do. This actually even builds me. I feel better when I provide for my family. A woman is like, this is too much for me. It can be, because that's not how you've been built. But I see the seasonal thing. I understand it.
But let me emphasize here. I believe that if it is going to be difficult, it's going to be difficult in whichever season.
Sure.
Because if your mind is, I shouldn't be the earner, or if I earn, then this is my money, that attitude alone is again a definition that doesn't see marriage as the two being one, but it is whoever has calls the shots.
Yeah.
But once there is that understanding, no, this is us.
Though that's reality. Whoever has money calls the shots.
Then to those who have accepted to be defined by the world, but I can assure you, I know men and women.
Or they tend to want to call the shots.
I know, but I know people who have said no, the money is not going to define us. It's not even going to determine our relationship. God must be the one to determine our relationship. And there are many couples who have made that decision consciously aware of the pressures that the world is offering.
Yeah, you've also said before about like society will define you and then eventually it will reject you.
They will. Or
Because
they will.
society never stands in one point, in one position. It changes.
You know,
So-
it cheers you going up. Cheers you going up, and then they remove the ladder on which you climb. And then they say, oh, let's see. It's literally they will start saying, let's see now. And then you fall, they say, listen, look at that fool. Literally they will mock you as you crumble down. That's why a man who is standing, I was talking to a friend of mine, we were at school together, and he's a tabligh. So I sent a small message. I said, what defines you? This tabligh man, he says, you know what? I refused. So I gave an example. Some are defined by their position, by their possession, by their cars, and for a number of ways. I said, what does define you? He said, my creator. It's like he didn't even think. You think people are not thinking and are not realizing? There are many who have said, this money or this position, these things don't define you for real. They come and go like the wind. And once you master that, you are free to be you, with or without.
Well, there you have it. As a wise man once said, whoever defines you defines life for you.
Yes.
Did I say it right?
Whoever defines life for you
Defines how you live it. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please let us know in the comments what you think about what we just talked about. What about definers and everything? What is your view on this on this topic?
Whether even they are aware that they are defined. They may be living life.
Who is
not-
defining you?
Yes.
From us, goodbye.
Bye.